So most people who become rich, as in after some years of working, if people become rich, right? They become rich because they chose a right career, not because their first salary was very good, right? So make that important distinction in your mind. Don't make a wrong decision just because the immediate salary is good or bad. Operations, sales, data entry, that is not the banker's job. Those are small part of the banker's job. Banker's job is being a financial doctor to people. Banker's job is to solve the financial problems of people. So doctor solves the health problems of people. Banker solves the financial problems of the people, money problem, right? And they also, just like doctor takes care of long-term health also, a banker also takes care of financial health of a person for a long term. That will his in old age, will he get pension? Will he have a nice life? All these basic things. Does he have an insurance cover when there is a death in the family? There is some medical emergency, he got hospitalized. Does he get insurance cover? All these things are for the financial health of the person, right? Okay, there are four important things about your career that you should be bothered about: money, growth, social respect, and work satisfaction. Now let's look at banking. How good is banking for these four items, right? Let's understand that. So this is the average salary that typically an average performing bank officer will get. I'm not talking about a top performer. I'm talking about an average performer, right? Above average does not mean bad. Average means something in between, right? An average performer, when you join, you get something like 20 to 500. I've just given an average figure. It is not that everybody will not get 20 to 500. Some people will get 25,000. Some people will get 20,000, right? I have just put some average number, right? Approximate figure. When you join, you are starting at 20 to 500. In 1 or 2 years, your salary will be in the range of 30,000 rupees. In about 5 years' time, your salaries will be in the range of 45,000. In about 10 years' time, your monthly salary will be in the range of 90,000 rupees. In about 15 years' time, your monthly salary will be in the range of 1.8 lakh. That's the kind of range of salaries that an average banking career can give you. This is a monthly salary, right? So this is important for you to know, because some of you always keep thinking about, sir, what is my starting salary? What will I get now? Right? Starting salary is important, definitely. But starting salary is not the main important thing. What you should look at is, in your career, how much more money can you make? If you are doing an above average performance, right, you will keep growing, and you will keep growing at a very fast clip in banks. A banking kind of job, especially in private sector bank, right? This is typical of a private sector bank. I have not shown here a nationalized bank, and I will give you that comparison a little later. Right now, I am telling about a private sector bank, typically HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak, Axis, all those IDFC First, all those kind of banks. Different banks have slightly different salaries. Some give a little more, some give a little less. But broadly, this is the average. Most banks will give in this kind of range, plus minus something, right? If some people are MBAs from good institute, they may get a little more, right? So I have not given that figure. I've just given the average figure for most people, correct? Now, like I said, when you join a new company, no, many of you keep looking at, sir, what is my starting salary? What is the CTC I will get? It is a good question to ask when you are joining a small company. When you are joining a small company, you should look at the package. But when you are joining a big company, you should look at the career package, as in what you will get over the next 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Because that is the kind of growth it can give. In small companies, no, sometimes you will not get they will take you at a high salary, 30,000-40,000 per month salary right now. After 5 years also, you will be getting some 50,000 only. But in a bank, your salary would have grown above that. Now, after 5 years, you cannot come to the bank. You miss that opportunity because you thought, that company is giving me a high salary, you joined there, right? After 10 years also, your salary will be 60,000-70,000 rupees. Whereas in a bank, it will be closer to 1 lakh rupees, right? 1.5 lakh rupees that you'll be earning. But in your other company, the growth will not be that much. So keep these aspects in your mind. Don't jump in saying that, "Arey, that company is giving me good salary, let me jump." You will jump and then you will be stuck for the rest of your life. You will not grow. So most people who become rich, as in after some years of working, if people become rich, right? They become rich because they chose a right career, not because their first salary was very good, right? So make that important distinction in your mind. Don't make a wrong decision just because the immediate salary is good or bad, right? Some good careers may give you small salary to begin with, but it will give you a good hike over a period of time. Once you get experience, once you show performance, the salary will keep growing at a much faster rate. Some other company will give you good starting salary, but it does not give you good growth, right? So these things also you should keep in mind. Now, banking career, does it give good respect in society? The best to do is go back and check with your parents, with your father, with your relatives. What do people think about banking career? Generally, everybody will say that if you are a bank officer, right, it's a very good career. They respect you. You become a branch manager, you become a cluster head and those kind of positions, right? People respect you in the society, right? So that is something which most of you already know anyway. Okay. So now work satisfaction. What kind of work is a banker's work? What is a banking job? So many of you have a wrong understanding again of banking. You think banking is accounting. Banking is not accounting. Accounting is a different career. Banking is a different career, right? Banking is not some data entry work. Data entry is not banking. Data entry is data entry, right? Data entry is not banking job. What is a banking job? So I'll explain to you like this, that let's say if I ask you what is a doctor's job, you will explain to me very quickly. Saying, sir, doctor's job is to treat patients. If they have health problem, they will treat them and they will take care of the health of patients, right? Physical health of patients. A banker's job, if now I have to explain banker's job, you will understand it better. Banker's job is to solve the financial problems of people. So doctor solves the health problems of people. Banker solves the financial problems of the people, money problem, right? And they also, just like doctor takes care of long-term health also, a banker also takes care of financial health of a person for a long term. That in old age, will he get pension? Will he have a nice life? All these basic things. Does he have an insurance cover when there is a death in the family? There is some medical emergency, he got hospitalized. Does he get insurance cover? All these things are for the financial health of the person, right? So you treat yourself like a doctor. A banker's job is like a financial doctor, right? Even a doctor has to do sales, right? When the doctor sees you, he charges you 500 rupees for every visit. He charges you for medicine. He charges you for surgery. He charges you for lab test, blood test, everything. That is sales. He also does data entry. So if you go to meet a doctor, he will feed in all your details in his computer. That does not mean doctor's job is data entry, right? Data entry is a small part of the bank job, doctor's job. Sales also is a small part of doctor's job. So now in this job, in a banker's job, you get the opportunity to meet a lot of people, right from farmers to industrialists, to startup founders, to doctors, to chartered accountants, to film stars, to everybody of that kind, small shops, big shops, right? Exporters, large companies. You are the financial, you solve the financial problems of these companies and these individuals. That is how satisfying this job can be, right? Another thing about banking is also that everybody needs a bank account. Siddaramaiah in Karnataka also will need a bank account. Amitabh Bachchan will also need a bank account, right? Or anybody will need Sachin Tendulkar will need a bank account. Everybody will need a bank account, right? And the more senior they are, Narayan Murthy, Infosys Narayan Murthy will also need a bank account. And they will have a banker. They will have a relationship manager. Imagine you are the relationship manager for Narayan Murthy, Nandan Nilekani, Siddaramaiah, some film stars, some Rahul Dravid and Anil Kumble and all those people. Just Think about it. You will keep meeting these kind of people very regularly. So your opportunity to meet such people. The third thing is that all of you said, why do you want a good career? Because you want to make a lot of money. Now banking is one career which will also teach you how to handle the money. In other career, you will know how to make money, but you don't know how to handle the money, how to invest the money, whether to take this loan or that loan, whether this loan is cheaper, that loan is cheaper, whether this investment is better, that investment is better, how much insurance should I take? Should I take a health insurance? Should I take life insurance? What kind of life insurance should I take? Right? All these understanding you will get once you become a banker. Right? So that is how the quality of the work. So when I say work satisfaction, right? So I said boring job. Banking is not at all boring. It's very exciting. So these are some aspects of banking career that I've given you here, right? So that you understand how good that career can be for you. Now the career graph. How will your career look like, right? So suppose you join as a bank officer now. I have put 0 as in you starting your career now. You join as a bank officer, right? In about 1 or 2 years, you become a relationship manager. In about 5-6 years, you become a branch manager. In about 8-10 years, you become a cluster head. And the graph keeps going up. You can become the MD of the bank also. I have not taken that graph to that level. Only till 10 years I have shown. That a typical career graph over a 10-year period, right? So in about 5-6 years, you can become branch manager. That can be your good starting point to keep in your mind. When you join a bank, you should be thinking, when can I become the branch manager, right? That's a good starting point to think about, right? Cluster head, what is a cluster head? Cluster head is a head of some 10 to 15 branches, right? He is the head of a district. He is in charge of a district, or he has some 10-15 bank branches reporting into him. He is the big boss, right? So forget that. That will happen over 8-10 years time. But in about 5-6 years time, you can become a branch manager. If you work hard and perform well, you can become branch manager in 5 to 6 years time. Branch manager is a good job. So the most respected job in the society. So you go there and any bank, any branch manager, some HDFC bank branch manager, some State Bank of India branch manager, some ICICI bank branch manager, people will respect them. Anybody, right? He's the CEO of that branch. He's the team leader. He's the head of the branch, right? He's the boss, right? When you become a branch manager, by that time you are responsible for everything. All the work in the branch are reporting to you. All the work in the branch. Any work happens in the bank, it is under the branch manager. Correct? You are responsible for everything that happens in the bank. So what are these everything? What kind of work happens in the bank? So there are some banking operation work like accepting cash, giving cash, and some cash tally and all those kind of things. Some banking, some data entry work, all those are also happen in the bank, right? Some customer service will happen. Customers will need some help. So you will provide them some help. That also happens in the bank. Then some sales happens, acquiring new customers, getting some new customers to the bank, right? Then to the same customers, you keep doing more and more products to them, more and more business from them. That is called cross-sell or business enhancement, right? So these are the 3-4 kind of work that happens in a branch, right? Branch manager is the head of everything. Means he is good at banking operations, he is good at customer service, he is good at sales, he is good at cross-sell, he is good at business enhancement, he is good at everything. By the time you become a branch manager of a bank, right? And this is different from an NBFC. I'm not talking about NBFC, I'm talking about a bank, right? These are the 3-4 different things, that happens in his branch, and he is the head of that branch. So by the time you become a branch manager, in 5-6 years time, you should become an expert in everything. You should become an expert in operations and customer service and sales. Everything you should become an expert, right? You cannot become an expert only in operations and become branch manager. You will never become branch manager. You will never get promoted. You cannot do only sales and don't know anything about operations. Also difficult to become a branch manager. So you have to learn every work that happens in the bank, right? So you cannot become a specialist only in one area. You cannot say, sir, I will do only this. No, not possible. That is a wrong understanding of the career, right? It is like if you have to play cricket, Virat Kohli cannot say that I will only do batting, I will not do fielding, right? After his batting, he will when the other team bats, he will have to go there and start fielding, correct? The same thing, everything that happens in the bank, you should be aware of. You should be able to run around for everything, right? So this is the branch manager's job. So just to explain what happens in the bank branch more. So if you think of a branch, you go to an HDFC branch or an Axis Bank branch or an IDFC branch or an IndusInd Bank. What happens in the bank, right? You will see something like this. Customers come for some cash transaction. They come to cash deposit, withdraw cash, some other kinds of transaction. They will come for some check deposit. They want some stop payment of a check. They want a hot a card. They want a new card, right? Or purchase or inquiry of a banking product or service. They want a home loan. They want a car loan. They want to invest in mutual fund. They want to take a life insurance policy. They want to open a new savings account. They want to open a fixed deposit. They want to take a locker. They want to open a new demat account, right? There are lots of things available in a bank. So people come for that kind of requirement for these products and services also. This is one part of the work that happens in a bank, right? What is the second type of work? That bank officers, when you become a bank officer, everybody in the bank will also do a lot of calling to customers. They will also call customers on the phone and talk to them. They will do selling on the phone, right? They will talk to them about, sir, you have your account with us. Why don't you open your wife's account with us? Sir, are you looking for a home loan right now? Our interest rates are better, right? Do you want to invest in mutual fund? I can help you invest in mutual fund. Do you need to take a health insurance plan, sir? I can do health insurance plan for you, right? In a bank branch, every product is sold. Credit card is sold, personal loan is done, auto loan is done, home loan is done, working capital, business loan, tractor loan, farmer loan, gold loan, mutual fund, shares, trading, life insurance, health insurance, property insurance, car insurance, savings account, current account, fixed deposit, right? Too many products. Actually, there are some 30 or 40 different products that the bank sells to customers, right? So you will also call a lot of customers every day, right? And you will also visit customers, right? You can't call Siddaramaiah and say, sir, I want to talk to you about savings account. No, you have to take an appointment with Siddaramaiah, right? You have to go and meet his office. In his office, you have to go and meet him. He is not going to take your phone call, correct? Any big customers, they are not going to listen to your phone call. You have to take an appointment and go and meet them, right? So bank officers also visit customers and prospects for talking about all these 30, 40 products, whether auto loan, home loan, personal loan, credit card, mutual fund, life insurance, right? All those products, right? This is what happens in a bank branch, correct? This understanding all of you should carry. So it is not operation, sales and service. No, this is the kind of work that happens. It includes operations, it includes service, it includes sales. Everything is there. Everything is there for everybody. Only the proportion will change, right? So this is one thing that you should all understand. So this is just a photo of a typical branch, right? If you have gone to any HDFC Bank or ICICI or Axis Bank and all, Kotak Bank and all that, you will see something like this, right? If you see, there is something called a teller. He is sitting behind a counter. He is the person who gives cash, takes cash and all that, right? He accepts cash from customers. So for security reason, there is always a bar in front of him, right? The glass, this thing and the wood portion is very high, right? Other than that, there is one person sitting there who is probably called the customer service officer. There is another person they will call personal banker. Another person they will call sales officer, right? There could be other names. Different banks call them with different names, but broadly, these are the 3-4 entry-level roles that people will get, right? All of you, if you are going to get into a banking career, you will get into one of these 4 roles, right? Again, they will call it by different names. Like I said, some bank may call, instead of sales officer, they will call business development officer, right? So instead of personal banker, some bank will call them as relationship officer. Instead of customer service officer, they may call it as welcome desk. Some people, instead of teller, they may call it as cash officer, right? So different names they will call, but broadly, these are the kind of people that they will hire for an entry-level job. They are all officers. They are all officers. No clerical recruitment happens in private sector bank. They don't have clerks. only officers. Everybody is an officer, right? So this is the typical entry level job. Now, what is the kind of work? So there are three major kinds of work that everybody does. Everybody does. There is some amount of operation and customer service work everybody will do. Branch manager will also do, cashier will also do, sales officer will also do, personal banker will also do, customer service officer, everybody will do, right? There is some operation and service work, some inside sales. Inside sales means sitting inside the office and doing selling, talking on the phone, or customers visit the branch, right? Some outside sales, that is going out and meeting customers. Like I said, you will go out and meet Siddaramaiah, right? You will go out and meet Rahul Dravid. You will go out and meet Amitabh Bachchan, right? So, or a doctor or a startup founder, right? So, you will, one second. Yeah. So, now, what does a teller do? A typical teller means the cash officer, right? Some 65% of his work is operations and customer service, 65%. Some 25% of his work is inside sales. He will do a lot of telecalling. He will speak to people who are visiting the branch. Some 10% of his work is also outside sales. He will also go out and meet customers, right? But it will be little less. It is only 10% for him. Now, what is a welcome desk or customer service officer? For him, operation, for a cashier, it is 65%. For a welcome desk, it is 35%. Less operations, right? Instead, they will do more inside sales. 40% inside sales. The red color, the saffron color is for inside sales. Green is for outside sales. So they will do some 25% outside sales, right? The cashier does only 10% outside sales. The welcome desk customer service officer does 25% outside sales, right? When it comes to sales officer, they will do 70% outside sales. They will do 20% inside sales. And they also have some 10% operations and customer service work, right? When you look at the personal banker, again, it says 20% operation and customer service work, 30% inside sales work, and 50% is outside sales work. So what you will see here, everybody has to do everything. Only the proportion will change. Some will do a little more, some will do a little less, right? Everybody will have to do outside sales. Everybody will have some operation work. Everybody will have some service work. Everybody will have inside sales work also, right? Everybody will have. Whether you are a cashier, whether you are a customer service officer, whether you are a personal banker, sales officer, some proportion will change, but broadly you will have to be doing all the kinds of work that happens in a bank branch, right? Now, this is very important slide, because this is what all of you get it wrong. Because I meet a lot of young people who come and say, sir, I want only operation, I want only cashier. There is no such job in bank. All junior roles are interchangeable. BM will decide. BM means branch manager. As in, suppose you are a cashier, right? Tomorrow, if you go to office, no, the branch manager will say, Arey, from today you are not cashier, you are sitting as personal banker. You don't have a choice. You cannot tell him, no sir, I will not do it. He will say, okay, then go and sit at home, right? All these four roles are interchangeable. It is like Virat Kohli doing fielding, correct? So even if you are a sales officer, after some time he will move you into cashier, right? Why? Because like I told you, before you become branch manager, you should become an expert in everything. How will you become an expert in everything if you have not done that work? You should become an expert in sales, you should become an expert in operations, you should become an expert in customer service, you should become an expert in everything that the bank does by the time you become branch manager. So some people think I am getting a job as a cashier, I will be only cashier. Arey, no, sorry. Not more than 2 years. Nobody who is getting a job will do the same job for more than 2 years. Their role will shift. Sometimes it will shift after 1 month also, right? But 2 years is like the maximum. You must be a very bad performer if the bank gives you the same role for more than 2 years, which means you are doing a very bad job, which means your salary will not go up, which means you will not get any hike, you will not get any bonus, right? That kind of person only will be sitting in the same job. Most smart employees don't spend more than 1 year in the same role. If you are a cashier, get out of cash before 1 year. If you are a customer service officer, get out of that into something else within 1 year. In the same branch, if you are a personal banker, if you are a sales officer, again for everything, don't be in the same role for more than 1 year. Same role, right? And so all these roles are interchangeable. This is important. And it is not up to you. You cannot decide anything. At the time of giving you an offer letter, the bank will give you an offer letter saying you are hired as a cashier. Correct? But after joining, no, after a few days also the branch manager can change it. Saying, no, from today onwards you're not cashier, you're this. Or vice versa also. Because the branch has a lot of requirement. And accordingly the branch manager will keep changing things the way he wants. It is like Rohit Sharma telling Virat Kohli that you don't go 1 down, you now go 2 down, right? 1 down I will send Shubman Gill. I will send you only 2 down. You are understanding these things. This is what a captain's job is. This is what the branch manager's job is. So he will decide that, right? He will decide that Akshar Patel will bowl this over, or I don't want to give Akshar Patel any more overs. Decided by the captain. In your captain in the branch, the captain is the branch manager, right? So this is one more important thing that all of you should know. Okay, let me move on. So how many people are there in a branch, normal branch? A cashier, there is normally one cashier in a branch, in a normal small branch, right? Welcome desk or customer service, sometimes 0, sometimes 1 person. Sales officer, maybe 1 person. Personal banker, maybe 1 person, right? Wealth RM, these are senior roles. These 3 are senior roles. These 4 are junior roles, right? So this you cannot get right now. After experience only you will get that. After banking experience, correct? So wealth RM, small branch will not have anything. Medium and large branches will have wealth RMs. Supervisors, that is not the branch manager. But there is branch operation manager, branch PB authorizer, these kind of names are there. There will be one such person and there will be one branch manager. 5 to 6 people in a branch, right? In a medium branch, there are 9 to 15 people, 9 to 13 people. Again, 1 to 2 tellers, 1 welcome desk, 2 sales officer, 2 to 3 personal bankers, 1 or 2 wealth RMs, 1 or 2 branch supervisor, 1 branch manager. That is how the normal manning in every branch of a bank, you will see approximately these many people, approximately, right? Now, instead of that, you understand this slide little better. So let's imagine that there is a bank. Let's say a Kotak Mahindra bank has 300 branches in, let's say your state is Karnataka and you're from Karnataka. Suppose Kotak, I don't know the exact number of branches that Kotak Mahindra bank has, but roughly they will have in the range of 300 odd. So let's say 300 branches they have. How many cashiers they will have? Tell us. Between these 300 branches, they will require about 350 cashiers. Most branches will have 1 cashier, some branches may have 2. So some little more than 300 cashiers they will need. Customer service officer, about 300. 300 branches will need 300 customer service officers. Sales officers, they will need about 600 average. For 300 branches, they will need about 600 people. Personal bankers, they will need roughly 1000 people for 300 people. Now these are the 4 junior level roles, right? If you notice here, what are you noticing? You will notice that the highest vacancy will be in personal banking. Actually, it is the best role also. Out of all these 4, the best role that is there is personal banking. That is about 1000 vacancies. Maximum vacancies, maximum requirement will be in that. Not vacancies, these are requirement, right? Second highest requirement will be in sales. Third, pure sales. Then the other 2, operations and customer service desk, will be the lowest number of hiring that the bank will do, right? These are senior roles, so I'm not counting that at this point in time. This is again another important slide. How banking work has changed. Many of you keep thinking that banking is like old times. Banking has changed drastically. Over the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years, banking has changed very drastically. Like I told you, 3 types of work mainly, right? One is operation and customer service, second is inside sales, and third is outside sales, right? Now this is the first 3 graph is for the operations and service. In 1990, why I put 1990s? 1990s when I started my banking career, 92, right? During that time, 80% of the work in the branch was operation and customer service only. It was 80% in 1990. It changed to 35% by 2010. By 2025, only 15% work is operations in the branch. Earlier, 80% of the work in the branch was operation and customer service. Now it is 15%, 1-5. Drastic reduction. What happened? Because of mobile banking, because of Paytm, because of Google Pay, because of Phone Pay, because of ATM, right? Everybody is able to do everything online. So operation work has drastically reduced. 80% has become now 15%, 1-5, correct? Now inside sales. What happened to inside sales? It was initially 15% only. When I joined the bank, it was roughly 15% of the work was inside sales. As in, you will call people on phone or people are coming to the branch and you will sell something to them, right? That was 15%. That increased to 40%. Now it is about 35%. So 15% has become 35% inside sales. Now what about outside sales? The last graph that you see, it was 5%. When I joined the banking industry, it was 5% only. Very few people will go out of the branch, right? Now 50% of the work in the bank is outside sales. This is how banking has changed. So operation has come down, outside sales has increased, even inside sales has increased, right? This is how the banking work has changed. Number of people working in the branch has not changed. So they were earlier also some 8-10 people working in that branch, now also 8-10 people working in the branch. But now very few people come to the branch because everything they do online. So what will these 8-10 people do? Earlier they were doing operational work. Now the bank is asking them to do more inside sales and outside sales, right? This is how banking industry is. So more and more it is sales focused. More and more business focused. Sales means what? So again, there is a lot of confusion among many people. Sales is difficult. Like I was earlier mentioning, doctors. Doctors sell every day to every customer. They charge 500 rupees for meeting them. Then they charge for medicines. They charge for all the lab tests. They charge for all the surgery, right? All that is selling. That is sales. For every job, there is sales. You are a lawyer, you will do sales. You are a doctor, you will do sales. You are a banker, you will do sales. You are an automobile company, you will do sales. You will do sales in your personal life also. If you want to do BCom, your parents want you to do engineering. You want to do BCom, your parents want to do engineering, right? You will try and convince them. No, BCom is good. With BCom I can do this, BCom I can do that, right? What is that? It is sales. Convincing another person of something else is sales. You and your friend wants to go for a movie. You want to watch a Shah Rukh Khan movie, your friend wants to watch a Salman Khan movie, right? One of you will convince the other person that this movie is good, the music is good, the heroine is good or whatever, right? That is sales. So everybody does sales every day. Now there are some other jobs also in banks. Credit officers, collection officers. These are very small requirements, very few numbers, right? So in other bank jobs, there are lots of thousands of requirement. In credit officer, the job requirement may be 5 or 6. Collection officer also 5 or 6. Then there are sales officers for various loan products. You are a sales officer for credit card. You are a sales officer for auto loan. You are a sales officer for home loan, right? Mostly these are outsourced. Bank people are not doing that kind of work. They do sales in the branch. They do sales related to the branch, where all products you have to talk. But for one particular loan or one particular credit card, they are outsourced. Third party. Back office operations, again outsourced. Banks don't do that work. So you will not become a bank officer. If you want back office operations job, you have to join a third party company, not a bank. Banks don't do it, right? So that is given to a BPO, right? Back office operation work is given to a BPO company, right? Okay. So these are some smaller options in banks. Now, suppose you got into a job, you got into a bank job, right? If you are a good worker and a bad worker, if you are a good performer and a bad performer, your salary can be double or triple. As in, if you are a bad worker, if your salary is 40,000 rupee, another friend of yours who's a good worker in the bank with the same experience like you, he might be earning more than 1 lakh. Your salary is 40,000, he is earning more than 1 lakh. The difference in salary between a good performer and a bad performer is very high in banks, right? Somebody may be earning 2 lakh, you may be earning 60,000. You may think 60,000 is good, but your friend who joined along with you with the same experience is earning 2 lakh in the bank, same bank. That can happen in banks. So performance matters a lot in banks. Your performance, your salary can become bigger and bigger and bigger, very big, right? So if you get into a bank job, what is important is you should get into high performance, as in you should work hard, right? Everybody knows that for every job, if you have to become like Sachin Tendulkar also, you have to work very hard. Even if he is talented, he still has to practice every match, right? Even today, like Virat Kohli was sent to play Ranji Trophy. Why? Because he is like almost close to his retirement now. But even now they say, okay, go and practice now. Improve your game and come back if you want to play in the Indian team, right? So even at that level, people have to practice. They have to work hard. You are young people, you should work hard even more. Better domain knowledge. See, like doctors, doctors keep attending conferences, seminars, keep doing some kind of programs to improve their knowledge, because new diseases will come. COVID is new, something new will happen, some new surgery will come, some new medicines will come. They have to keep improving their knowledge. Only then they will be able to treat their patients better and better. Same thing for a banker. Unless you are improving your knowledge, people will not come to you, right? So domain knowledge, subject knowledge, right? You have better knowledge about how insurance works, how ULIP works, how term plan works, whether you should take a whole life policy or you should take a children's plan. Many things are complicated in the world of finance, money. Unless you know it, you will not be a good performer, right? Good domain knowledge is very important for a banking career. Be mobile. Mobile doesn't mean the mobile phone. What I meant there is you should also be willing to relocate. Somebody says, sir, I am from Bidar, I want everything in Bidar only. It is possible, sometimes it may happen, but it also means that you will lose out on many career opportunities and many opportunities to earn more money, bigger money and bigger growth. Mahendra Singh Dhoni was from a small place in Bihar, right? Jharkhand, right? And if he stayed in that place only, I want in that place only, right? Will he ever go to Australia and will he go to New Zealand and England and West Indies? He would have still remained there only. So you have to be a little mobile, not in the early stages. See, in the initial 5-6 years, you may get in and around your district. Another 5-10 years, you may get in your state. But at least if you are mobile, no, you say, Bombay, there is a vacancy. I am ready to go. You will get faster growth, right? Bigger growth, bigger money, right? So keep that in your mind. Some more good points about banking career. See, banks are regulated by RBI. All banks, all private sector banks, whether it is HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, IndusInd Bank, Yes Bank, IDFC First, everything is controlled by RBI, right? It's a government control. RBI is like almost quasi-government, right? And you will never hear about layoff in banks. You will hear that, okay, 500 people laid off in this IT company, that IT company. You will never hear that in banks, right? Big job opportunity. Private sector banks hire between 1 or 2 lakh people every year. Every year, 1 to 2 lakh people. That's a big opportunity, right? Everybody can work within their home states. Most of you will get job in your home state only. And most of you will get it within your home district. As in when you're junior, you will get it in and around your district, right? You are from Hubli, Dharwad, then you may get in Hubli, Dharwad, or you may get in some Belgaum or something like that. But you will get in and around that place only, right? When you are junior. The more you become senior, you have to be willing to move, right? Good work-life balance. Banks' holidays are declared by government. So government declares holiday, all those holidays valid for every bank. And you know how governments are, lot of holidays, right? Lot of holidays, work-life balance, everything is very good in this career. So these are some more factors that you should keep in your mind when you decide on your career, right? Now, there is one problem. There are many problems, but problem number one, banks don't advertise their vacancies. So they will not put it in some newspaper, right? The vacancies, they don't put it up in newspapers. So they don't advertise. So that's a problem because you will not know that there is a vacancy, right? So for instance, typical state like Karnataka, for instance, I am quoting Karnataka a lot more because I am in Bangalore. A typical state like Karnataka in banks might have nearly 2,000 vacancies right now. 2,000 vacancies right now. 2,000 only in one state. Why you don't know about it? Because the banks don't advertise it. They don't put it in newspaper saying that we have 100 vacancy apply. If we have 500 vacancy apply, they will never put, right? You will see only for government bank. You will not see HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank and all putting out ads in paper saying we are hiring people, we have vacancies, right? Banks also don't hire from consultants for junior role. So if you go to a consultant also, no, the banks don't hire from consultants for junior role because the banks have to pay to the consultant. Banks don't want to pay for hiring any junior level employee. So banks don't go to consultants also. Like IT companies go to consultants for hiring, but banks don't go, right? So again, another problem, because otherwise you could have gone to a consultant and he could have helped you get a job in a bank, right? Now they will also not do because they don't get any money from the bank. So what can you do? So there is a problem, right? So what can you do? So many people use LinkedIn. So in the LinkedIn, no, the managers post their vacancies. So if I'm a branch manager of a branch, I will post saying I am looking for a cashier, I am looking for a sales officer, I am looking for a personal banker, I am looking for a relationship manager. I will post in LinkedIn. So you have to become comfortable using LinkedIn. That is one way, right? Of course, you also have to follow everybody because otherwise you will not know who's posting that. You will not see that posting unless you are connected to him. Like some unknown person has posted something in Facebook, you will not know, right? You will know only if it is getting tagged by any of your friends and otherwise then you will know. Otherwise you will not know. Same thing will happen in LinkedIn also, right? Then there are some upskilling platforms. So there are companies like BygC, there are companies like Times Pro, there are companies like NIIT, companies like Manipal. They work with banks for training and placement. So where the banks hire from them, right? The companies like BygC and Times Pro and NIIT and all that kind of companies, banks hire from them because they give them trained people. So they hire from them. So that is another way that you can do, right? Either follow LinkedIn or use these upskilling platforms, right? That is one way that you will know about the vacancy. Now, what is the eligibility? All of you will know this, but I'm just mentioning it once again that you should be a graduate. Diploma is not okay. Banks don't take diploma holders. PU not okay. ITI not okay. But minimum degree required. Degree can be anything. It can be BCom, it can be BA, it can be BSc, it can be BPharm, it can be BE, BTech, anything. Even if you are MBBS, you can join a bank. Nobody will join, but they can join, right? It is like a government job. In any government job also, they put minimum graduation, right? Bank job also in HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, everywhere they will look for minimum graduation. 10 plus 2 plus 3. 3 years of college minimum required, right? So, age, if you are a fresher, must be generally less than 26, 27. If you have some experience, then they are okay. Otherwise, they want minimum 26, 27 maximum. Sometimes they will go up to 28 also if you are very good. If you are a fresher, no work experience. Fresher means zero work experience, right? If you are working as a teacher also, you are not a fresher, right? So this is the basic eligibility for any bank job, any bank officer job, right? Now what happens? Suppose you get to know of a vacancy. You come to know that there is a vacancy in ICICI Bank in your location and you send your application. You send your resume to them, right? Suppose the bank gets 100 applications, no? They will only call 10 people for an interview. 90 will get rejected at the application stage only. They will go through the resume and they will reject. Saying BCom, only BCom, fresher, sitting at home, reject. MCom, sitting at home, not doing anything, reject, right? They are looking for, is there something good about this person? Why should I hire him? Because 100 people are all graduates. Just because you're a graduate, you're not even going to get an interview call, right? You will keep applying, but nobody will call you for interview. So out of 100 people, 10 people bank will call for an interview. Out of those 10 people, they will select one person. This is the approximate ratio, right? So one is finding out the vacancy itself is a problem, but once you find out the vacancy, your application is one amongst 100, only one person out of that is going to get selected, right? So this is another challenge for you. So now how to become that 1 out of 100? You don't want to be in that 100, you want to be that one person who gets the offer, correct? What you should do if you want to get an offer? So good English communication helps. So improve your English. Because most interviews in most banks happen in English, right? So improve your English. If your English is bad, don't worry about it so much, but at least keep improving it every day. You should read newspapers, you should listen to podcast, you watch YouTube videos, you watch news, you do anything, you do different kinds, you read books, you do whatever you can in English, so that your English will keep improving every day, right? It will help you. The better your English, the better will be your chances, right? That's point number one. Then, if you are not that good otherwise, you should also be mobile. You should say, sir, no problem, sir. If there is no vacancy in Bidar, sir, I am willing to go anywhere in Karnataka, sir. That makes it easier for you to get a bank job. Because they have a vacancy in Gulbarga, they have a vacancy in Mysore. You say, I am ready, sir, right? Many people say, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir, I don't want it. I want only in my hometown. But you say, I want it, less competition, right? Anyway, it is a transferable job. After a few years, it will anyway get transferred. You can go back to your hometown after a few years also. After 2 years, you can go back to your hometown, right? So be little mobile, be ready. At least in your home state, you should say, sir, I'm ready anywhere. Give me a bank officer's job. Get me a permanent job in a bank. I'm okay. I am willing to go anywhere in my state. There is a job in Sirsi. I am ready to go, sir. There is a job in Dakshin Kannada. I am ready to go, right? Good work attitude. What do you mean by good work attitude? That, sir, I am willing to work hard. Don't go to an interview saying, sir, when are all the holidays? Holidays are there, but don't go there and ask that. But the interviewer will think this person is only interested in enjoying himself. They won't take you. They are looking for people who are ready to work hard, right? So, and you should say, sir, you tell me anything. You tell me to climb Mount Everest, I will go, sir. Nobody in the bank is going to tell you to climb Mount Everest, but you should say like that. The idea is simple. You are trying to say that I am willing to do all hard, right? Any bank work is good work and gets you closer to a BM level. What I mean there is, no, sir, sales job I will not do. So it is like Virat Kohli saying, I will not do fielding. Will any Indian team take him into the Indian cricket team? No. They will say, without doing fielding, it is better that you sit at home only. If you only want to do batting, you sit at home. Do your batting at home. Don't come here, right? So it is like this. If you go to a bank and say, sir, I will do only operations job. You give me a job if you want. They are not looking for you. They have 100 other people waiting to take that job. You are not Sachin Tendulkar, right? You're not like a superstar that they will take you at any cost. Even Sachin Tendulkar refuses to do fielding, they will not even take Tendulkar in the team. But many people are doing like that. They go to the interview saying, sir, I don't like sales, sir. I want only operations. So the manager will say, okay, thank you. Go back and sit at home, right? Even if the job is for a cashier, like I told you earlier, a cashier also has 10% outside sales, right? A person who says, no, I don't like sales. He say, okay, I don't want you. I don't like you. Go and sit at home. I want only that person who is ready to do all kinds of banking work. Ready for everything, I may take you as cashier also. But you should be ready for everything. Otherwise, don't come. Because tomorrow my requirement might change. I might ask you to go out. Then at that time, you will say, I don't go. Then I have to search for another person. I don't want to waste my time with you, right? Any relevant work experience. So if you have some work experience, like you are working in some telecom sales, you are working in some customer service in a hotel, right? So any these kind of work also will be useful. You are working in a NBFC, you are working in a gold loan company, you are working in some auto loan company, right? All these kind of work, whether it is sales or service and that kind of work, some experience is always useful. When you apply for a bank job, you have this experience, they will like it. Sitting at home as BCom, MCom, MBA, don't like. College education, nobody likes it. And then it's not of great value. Experience, everybody likes, right? College education, no. Good domain knowledge through a relevant certificate course. So suppose you don't have anything, then another thing that you can do is do some banking course. You do it with NIT, you do it with Manipal, you do it with Times Pro, you do it with BygC, but you do it somewhere. Because then it is like when you are applying for the Indian cricket team, you will not say, sir, please select me into the Indian team. After that, I will learn how to bat. You will learn all the batting outside, no? Not after getting into the Indian cricket team. Correct? So you want to apply for a pilot's job in Air India. You will say, okay, first take me for the job. After that, I will learn how to fly the plane. First, you give me the job. After that, I will learn. Why should they give you the job? You don't know. So imagine you taxi driver. You will apply for a taxi driver's vacancy without knowing how to drive a taxi, without having a driving license. It is like that. When you say, sir, I am a BCom, MCom, take me to a bank. After that, I will learn everything in bank. bank has no time. If you are really smart, some bank may still take you, but only 1 out of 100, right? Then there are some regulatory certifications which banks value a lot. There is something called NISM 5A. It's a quasi-government certificate, as in it's very valid for selling mutual fund, for talking about some of these certifications. IRDA is there for insurance, NISM 8 is there for derivatives and equity markets, right? If you do this kind of certification, it is also a good value add. When you go for the interview with these certifications, no, it makes it easier that you will become that 1 out of 100. If you don't have anything, you just go there with a BCom, MCom, BCom, MBA and say, sir, I want this job. Very less chance that you will get it. Very less chance, right? So how to be that 1 in 100? Keep these aspects in your mind.